I'm going to say something that sounds wrong. The best English speakers talk less, they pause more, they're comfortable with silence, and that's exactly why they sound fluent. Let me explain. Hey, friends, welcome back. I'm Tom. If you're listening right now, you're probably learning English on your own. Maybe on the bus, maybe walking, maybe it's late, and the house is finally quiet. No teacher, no classroom, no one telling you what to do. Just you, your phone, and probably, if we're being honest, a little bit of doubt. That voice that whispers, am I doing this right? Why is everyone better than me? Why is this so hard? I know that voice. I hear from learners every day who have that voice. Today we're going to quiet it down. Because today is about silence. Not the awkward kind, not the embarrassing kind, the powerful kind. Here's what most learners believe. Good English equals fast English. You watch movies. Native speakers firing off sentences like it's nothing. Laughing fast, responding fast, never a moment of hesitation. And you think, I need that. I need to be quick. So when someone asks you a question in English, what happens? Panic. You try to answer immediately. Brain races, heart pounds, mouth opens and nothing. Or worse, wrong words. Weird grammar. Sentence falls apart midway. Then comes the shame spiral. I'm so slow. I'm so stupid. Everyone else can do this. Sound familiar? Here's the truth. Speed is not fluency. I'll say it again because this matters. Speed is not fluency. Fluency is comfort, ease, not rushing through words, hoping nobody notices your mistakes. There's an expression, to jump the gun. To jump the gun means starting before you're ready, like a runner who takes off before the signal. When you try to speak fast, you jump the gun. Your mouth moves before your brain is ready. That's why you freeze. Not because you're bad at English, because you're rushing. Here's something nobody tells you. There's actual science behind why you feel slow. Researchers have measured this. Between the moment your brain has an answer and the moment your mouth can say it, there's a delay, half a second to 2 seconds, for everyone, native speakers included. On a second language, that delay is longer, sometimes 3, 4 seconds. This isn't weakness. This is biology. Your brain is doing more work, searching two languages, filtering, choosing, translating. So when you feel slow, you're not stupid. You're not broken. You're just human. Speaking a second language, doing something genuinely difficult. That delay, it's not a bug. It's a feature. Let that sink in. Now, here's something else. Native speakers are not as fast as you think. Listen to real conversations sometime. Not movies, those are scripted and edited. Real conversations between real people. You'll notice something strange. Native speakers pause a lot. They say and well and let me think about that. They stop mid-sentence, change direction, repeat themselves, forget words. This is normal. This is natural. This is real English. But learners don't see this. They only see the smooth parts, the confident moments, the tip of the iceberg. There's an expression, to only see the tip of the iceberg. The tip of the iceberg. An iceberg on 90% is hidden underwater. You only see the small part above. When you watch native speakers, you see the fluent moments. You don't see the hesitation underneath, the thinking, the doubt, but it's there, always. They just hide it better. They've had more practice hiding it. So here's your first lesson. You're allowed to pause. Actually, let's make this real. Pause this right now. Say it out loud. I am allowed to pause. Did you do it? Good. That sentence might change everything. Let me give you something practical. When someone asks you a question in English, don't answer immediately. Wait 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Then speak. Feels weird, right? Feels slow. Feels like you're making things awkward. But here's what actually happens. When you wait 3 seconds, your brain relaxes. Panic drops. Words come easier. 3 seconds. That's it. Count in your head right now. 1, 2, 3. See? Not long, but enough. Enough for your brain to shift from panic mode to thinking mode. There's a phrase, to take a breath. To take a breath means pausing to calm yourself before continuing. Those 3 seconds are your breath, your space, your moment. Let's practice right now. I'll ask you a question. Wait 3 seconds before you answer, even in your head. Ready? What did you have for breakfast today? 2, 3. Now answer. In your head or out loud. Notice the difference? The calm? That's the goal. Now, 3 seconds of total silence might feel like forever. So here's the secret. You don't have to be completely silent. You can fill the pause with small words, filler words. Native speakers use them constantly, every conversation, and you can too. Well, let me think. That's a good question. How can I say this? These words don't add meaning, but they add time. They give your brain space to work. And they signal to the other person, I'm here, I'm thinking, I haven't disappeared. There's an expression, to buy yourself time. To buy yourself time means creating extra moments for yourself. Filler words buy you time, small words, big power. Here are some you can steal. Memorize these. When you need time to think, that's a good question. Let me think. How can I explain this? Well, it depends. When you don't understand, sorry, could you say that again? I'm not sure I understood. Do you mean, could you repeat that a bit slower? When you don't know the answer, I'm not completely sure, but I think maybe, if I remember correctly, simple phrases, but they give you something precious, control. Here's something they never teach you in English class. Native speakers think out loud. What does that mean? They don't wait until they have the perfect sentence. They start talking while they're still forming the thought. I think maybe, actually no, wait. What I mean is, so basically, how do I put this? It's kind of like, that's interesting because, I guess what I'm trying to say is, see that? Messy, unfinished, thinking happening in real time. This is real English. But learners are taught to have the answer ready. Complete sentence, perfect grammar. Then speak, that's backwards. Native speakers don't do that. They think out loud. They let you hear the process. And here's the magic. It sounds natural. It sounds confident. Because it's honest. You can do this too. Instead of freezing while you search for perfect words, start talking. I think. Let me see. What I want to say is, you're not making mistakes. You're thinking out loud. There's a phrase. To find your way. To find your way. means figuring things out as you go, not having all the answers at the start. Thinking out loud is finding your way in public, and it's completely normal. There's one phrase learners are terrified of. I don't know. They think it shows weakness, failure, proof they're bad at English. Wrong. I don't know is one of the most powerful phrases in any language. Why? Because it's honest, because it's human, because it opens doors instead of closing them. When you say, I don't know, you can add something. I don't know, but I can find out. I don't know, what do you think? I'm not sure. Can you explain more? I don't know isn't an ending, it's a beginning. There's an expression. To open up a conversation. To open up a conversation means inviting deeper discussion, creating space for more. I don't know opens conversations. Pretending to know closes them. So don't fear those three words. They're your friends. Most learners focus on speaking. Makes sense. You want to practice output. But here's something interesting. Good speakers are good listeners. When you listen well, speaking gets easier. You understand the question, catch the context, know what kind of answer fits. There's an expression. To be all ears. To be all ears means listening with full attention. Nothing else. But here's the problem. Many learners don't actually listen. They wait. Different things. Waiting means while the other person talks, you're already planning your response, rehearsing, nervous, in your head. Listening means you're focused completely on them. Curious, calm, present. Huge difference. Try this. Next time someone speaks English to you, don't prepare your answer while they talk. Just listen. Fully. No planning. Then, when they finish, take your 3 seconds. Gather your thoughts. Respond. Slower, but better. Okay, we talked about silence with other people. Now let's talk about silence with yourself. Many learners have a voice in their head. Loud, critical, mean. You're not good enough. You made another mistake. Everyone is judging you. You sound so stupid. Recognize it? Here's the truth. That voice isn't helping. That voice is destroying your progress. There's an expression. To be your own worst enemy. To be your own worst enemy means you hurt yourself more than anyone else does. When you criticize every mistake, replay every embarrassment, punish yourself for not being perfect, you become your own worst enemy. But you can change. Different voice, different words. Mistake happens. Instead of, I'm so stupid, try, I'm still learning. Can't find the words. Instead of, I'm terrible at this, try, this is hard, but I'm trying. Feel slow. Instead of, everyone is better than me, try, I'm going at my own pace. There's another expression, to cut yourself some slack. To cut yourself some slack means stop being so hard on yourself. Give yourself room to be imperfect. You're doing something difficult. Learning a language takes courage, takes time. Be kind to yourself. You've earned it. I want you to try something with me. Close your eyes if you can. If you're walking or driving, just listen. Think about yourself 5 years ago. Learning English, struggling, nervous, making mistakes, feeling lost. Now look at how far you've come. You probably don't even realize it. Progress is invisible when you're inside it, but that person 5 years ago would be amazed by you right now. The words you know, the sentences you understand, the fact that you're listening to this podcast and following along. That's real progress. That's you. You did that. Now, think about yourself 5 years from now. Looking back at today, that future you, what will they remember? They'll remember this time when English was hard, when you practiced alone, when you kept going even when it felt pointless. And they'll be grateful. There's an expression, to look back with kindness. To look back with kindness means remembering the past without judgment, with compassion. Future you will look back at today with kindness, not criticism. So be kind to present you. You deserve it now, not just later. There's a kind of confidence that's loud, big voice, fast talking, takes up all the space. But there's another kind, quiet confidence, not about being the loudest, about being comfortable, comfortable with pauses, comfortable with mistakes, comfortable not knowing everything. There's an old expression, still waters run deep. Still waters run deep means quiet people often have great depth, great strength, even if they don't show it. You don't need to be loud to be confident. Don't need to be fast to be fluent. You can speak slowly and still be powerful. Pause and still be clear. Make mistakes and still be understood. Quiet confidence grows in silence. Every pause instead of panic, it grows. Every I don't know without shame, it grows. Every mistake you forgive yourself for, it grows. Little by little, silence by silence. Okay, my friend, here's what I want you to take from today. One simple rule, 3 words. Pause, breathe, begin. Before you speak English, pause, breathe, then begin. Write it down if you want. Put it on your wall. Make it your phone background. Pause, breathe, begin. That's your new system. One day, maybe sooner than you think, someone will ask you a question in English, and you'll pause, you'll breathe, you'll answer calmly, and afterwards you'll think, huh, that wasn't so bad. That day is coming. Every time you practice this, it gets closer. Thanks for spending these 30 minutes with me. Keep learning, keep pausing, keep going. And remember, silence isn't empty. Silence is where fluency begins. See you next time.